Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab where I do what I do for you. I got a nice little lesson for you today. There's a lot of things going on out there in the streets that I don't know about, but I'm hearing some crazy things. So let me let you in on a few things that I'm hearing about. I don't know about it, but I'm just going to elaborate about it. See if anybody gets that understanding because this ain't good. Right is a 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in this story for life that could save your life. You tune in to receiving my messages. I need you to turn into this one because I appreciate you. We got a good thing going, but we need to get better at doing certain things. That's my thing. I'm a teacher. This is all purpose of teaching and instructing on how to do you. All right, let's rock. Right thinking mission. That's what I'm on right now. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and hopefully motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, and that's what I'm on, is to get all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to, know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through, because that's what I do. But it's rhetorical. If you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my be true. Mm. This is gonna be a little touchy, but I got to make this happen. Right, thinkers? Let's talk about. It's hard to help someone whose mind is playing tricks on them. Remember the record about the Ghetto Boys? A mind playing tricks on me. He was under the influence of a drug. That's why mind played tricks on them. Back in the day, I sold a drug that will make your mind play tricks on you, and I had to help a few people out who had a bad trip, thought they could handle it, they couldn't, and I had to help them out. So I'm familiar with that. I ain't gonna I've been there, done that. Okay. So let's talk about it. They got some new drug now. So my brother telling me that this new drug that's making these people do crazy, weird things. Okay. With even wait a minute. When they do the drug, they under the influence. But after the drug went off, they still under the influence. That is not good. That's psychosis. That's a psychological concept that if it gets your mind, they call bugging out. Sometimes you don't come back. I got experience with that too. I left my dude, come back. He been gone ever since. To this day, he remember me. So it's some strange thing. But that thing, when they do whatever they do out there, when it gets into your brain, if it scrambles your thought process, why would you do that? But this the new thing takes you to the next level. I was talking to a young guy. We talking about the drug. I said, dude, that ain't new. This has been around. So I don't know what it is now. Horse tranquilizer back in the day, hallucinogen. Okay, acid, mescaline, hallucinogens to make you trip out, tripping. Mind goes a little faster. Some people can't handle that, so they have a bad trip. They want to get out, but the mind won't let them out. Why? Because it's stuck in that trip. It's doing what it do. It's under the influence. If you don't take nothing, your mind don't do that. And if you take something and it wears off, and your mind doing that, we got a problem. We need to. But see, I'm not in the game, so I don't know. I'm like, what? I can't believe that now, but I understand why. This ain't new. freaking out, running around like a fool. Ain't new. Been going on forever. Moving on. I've had people in my basement think they got their swimming pool. More than one. So everybody under the influence of that drug, depending on what they mind of that, they can take their clothes off and get wild. What's with the again, been there, done that. All right. I talk to God every day. I'm God conscious. I teach, philosophize, and live God. Not in that time have he told me, take off my clothes. Moving on. That's something God said to you in the hotel room. Take clothes off. Okay, moving on. But moving on. But let's talk about this thing. This is this, I'm hearing things that just what the hell are y'all doing out there? When you see someone struggling in life, losing touch with reality, okay, and you try to, their mind is a little whatever. Okay, so they must be on something. I would think that's what I'm saying. Uh, Drugs make you do what is it? Cocaine's a hell of a drug. It don't make you do that. I know that. That's a hallucinogen, a psychotic, psilocybin, MDX, whatever it is that they giving y'all, that's scrambling your thought process, ain't letting you come back. That's scary. Your inner world, aka your mind, this thing right here, is yours, and it's only knows what it knows. Okay. Next level is when you kick something into it, makes it elevate, whatever you say. But again, I meditate to elevate. I don't need a drug to do that. I told my man, dude, next level. I go next level by sitting here just going to my state of mind. I can go next level. I don't need a drug for that. And if it's a drug induced, it's not spiritual. It's drug induced. And if you believe everyone is against you, you get paranoid. Let's go. Wait a minute. Remember, I know every part of your brain, how it functions, how it works, real well. And if you have psychosis, meaning whatever you thinking in your mind, whatever is going to your mind, you can't separate the real concept from the fantasy. So now you think everybody's against you, and guess what? That's only in your mind. That's it. It ain't real. Like virtual reality, virtual AI, none of that's real. But if you let it lead you to do real problems, that's when the problem starts. Okay? Your mind, if not under control, will take control and what leads you the wrong way, aka your ego. Come on, man, it's too easy. But if once you add a drug into your ego system, it's never gonna end well. It's not gonna end well for you. If you don't want to be helped, my help. If I see a problem, if I can help, I'm interject. But if you don't want my help, okay, I won't help you. I can watch you flounder. I can watch you struggle. It won't make difference to me. Moving on. That's just who I am. I ain't gonna force nothing on nobody. Moving on. I'm a spiritual and mental lifeguard. I'm trying to get you mentally and spiritually able to handle out here in the real world or the ocean, so to speak. So, and I have saved them many struggling people, what mentally and spiritually under the influence. Those I could help got the help. Those I couldn't ended up with them guys, okay, and institutionalized. Back in my day, if you wild out, they take you to the room. You going straight, you going psychiatric treatment, you going straight in. Moving on. I knew that by experience also. I went in by choice. Nevertheless, we've been there, done that. But remember that song by the Ghetto Boys. He was toe up from the floor up, obviously, but he's telling you what he was doing. And in his mind, he knocked the guy down and start well on him, beating him up and look around. Know he beating the ground, knuckles all swole, hand all beat up. Yeah, but you in your mind, you beat somebody's ass. That's mind playing tricks on you. But guess what? The physical body can't play them tricks. Once you activate the action, put it in play, you got to suffer the consequences physically. Oh, trust me, because you don't remember, you what don't make a difference. You're gonna get the punishment physically. Trust me. And again, when your mind playing tricks on you, when your mind will lead you to do not normal things, Right? Why? Because in your mind, it may seem normal. But in the real world, are you crazy? That's what they ask you. Why? That action is crazy. Your mind will have you doing some strange things. Again, when it's under the influence and it's not dealing with reality. That's the fact. This is why they take you and detox you and check your blood, see what you had, so they can deal with you. It's normal, that ain't new. But it's starting to become a trend where they're starting to see a bunch of people doing the same thing. So what are y'all taking? That's the next question. And who putting it in there? Another question. So I could care less. Don't bother me one bit. Who do it, who don't do it, what it is. I don't give a damn. I ain't doing it. Dude, I've been around a whole bunch of stuff. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't do none of that. Why? I got self-control and dignity and respect and morals. Some things I just ain't gonna do. Even under the influence. Been there, done that too. Understand that. Again, if and when you're under the influence of a drug, your mind is not clear. It's not under your control. It's enhanced or it's pushed to another level where if you ain't ready, you can't handle it. You want to stop. You want to know it ain't gonna stop until it run out, until the drug wear off. I tell people back in the day, acid. You take it about 15, 20 minutes, your mind starts to take off. Why? It's starting to go. It's about to start running. It's giving you a warning. I'm just cranking up. And everybody's mind ain't equipped to deal with that kind of process because they can't function like that. Computers instant, but they're not human. A human needs process time to understand. So if they don't compute, they can't handle it. They start freaking out, bugging out. Why? Because the thoughts that's in their mind that's been enhanced by the drug, they can't control that. So they end up doing stuff. I went to a buddy in college back in what? Ooh, long time ago. One of my best friends got kicked out of college. I went down his birthday, February 14th. We locked down, red Valentine's Day. Man, he took a tab of that thing and next thing I know, we in the prison cell. He kicked out of school because they told him, listen, we know you, he's all state kid, all American guy. We know that you, but if you turn your buddy in, it'll be all right. He said, yo, my man, you got room for me? I felt so bad. And in life, the brother turned it around. Not that anything was bad, but that incident got him kicked out of college. That's I don't know how he dealt with that, but I feel like I was the cause of that. Why? I didn't want to give him the drug. I didn't bug out. I didn't freak out. It was him. Moving on. So I had experience that I can save some people, keep it from going that way. At time I couldn't. So moving on. In life, when we experiment, whatever y'all call it, back when I was coming, we call it recreational use. We're gonna get high. We're gonna, bug out, have some fun, whatever. But again, this new stuff, I have no idea why. I don't do that stuff no more. And again, but I know how the mind works. I had an awakening, a spiritual awakening 15 years ago. I've been woke for a while now. That's why I've been doing this for over 10 years. And 15 years ago, I went through what not hell, but the mind, some things were just going on. I wasn't, it wasn't a drug. Listen, I was going on like, but I wasn't high. I ain't took nothing, and stuff had just happened. I'm like, what the hell? So when it happened, I realized that when I started studying and found out, oh, I'm good to go. And since then, I've been trying to teach other people how to prepare for that moment when it happens. Because if you're doing what you're supposed to do, Kundalini gonna rise and something gonna happen. You just need to be prepared. Like you're saying, knowing thyself. They say now we need to remember who we are. Okay, but the message was left us to what? Know thyself. Why? For a reason? I'm feeling it. Why? I'm seeing a lot of stuff that we're doing. Why? We don't know who the hell we are. We're still struggling with that as the people. But again, when you wake up spiritually, it's because you did good things, not because you took a drug. Just saying. When do you yourself realize that you need help? When it's too late. Most of us do. That's when they go to God. Everybody go to prison, they go right to God. They come out, they want to be ministers, they want to be preachers. Just be good people. Don't break the damn law. You can do whatever you want to do. Simple. Moving on. I did. Self-destructive mindsets is the ego, excuse me, self-destructive mindsets have claimed what? The ego a lot of lives. Who minds told them jump, do this, do that. In reality, that might not be the right thing to do, but you don't find out till what? After you've done it, you in the fifth story building, and that thing said, man, you can fly. I think I can. No, you can't. Again, that mindset, and you gonna what? Jump and find out what? You can't fly. Too late then. The government back in the 60s started with the LSD and the psilocybin, you know, and they had a few people commit suicide, so they couldn't do that. Why? If you don't tell somebody, you done doped them up, acid them up, and their minds start racing and they ain't familiar, they're gonna freak out. They wanted to see how they react. Yeah, everybody gonna react different. You can't use that. That's crazy. But the government did that to human people. They didn't know it. Moving on, this is your government. Okay, so now they got this drug. Now that when you do it, okay, but when it's out your system and you still, that's not good. Anytime you are the one who caused your pain and your problems, that's called self-destructive. When you do something that caused you did that, but if they slip something on you, we call that Mickey, dropping it. But when you willingly, consciously indulge in whatever it is you're doing, that's on you. Don't blame the person. And at my shift, all the drugs I sell, nobody, so excuse me, nobody died, OD, or none of that. I mean, trip out, yeah, but no, we're not dying, okay? No ambulance coming to my house where they got dead body, none of that nonsense, okay? So, been there, done that again. That ain't new. Suicide is the ultimate, what, ego trip. I tell you all the time, the glyph, the hieroglyph for the ego set is a man with a hatchet to his head. You can't be more suicidal than that. I said, modernize it, put a gun. They'll get that point. They'll understand then. What? You self-destructive. And sometimes you think taking your own life is the way to get out of the situation. And what they do, find out and that wasn't right either. So trust me, suicide is the last, the end result of what? A mind that's controlled by what? The ego. Mm-hmm. And the body. The body's telling the mind, we can do it. Yeah, I can do that. Mm-hmm. And it can't. So if your mind is not clear, meaning drug free, simple as that. No, clear meaning I ain't did nothing, I ain't drunk nothing, I ain't smoked nothing. My mind is clear to function rational, reasoning, logic, and right thinking. If not, you can't do those things. Simple as that. No, you can't tell me you can think logical, rational, and right while you're under the influence. Don't happen. I heard guys, I can drive better drunk than I do sober. Yeah, it's because your body's used to doing that nonsense. Okay, moving on. Again, our minds, if we ain't on top of it, will cause problems to the self. That's the ego. Why? It's gonna do whatever it wants. And if you follow that, you're gonna be the victim of what? The consequences behind that action that ego told you to do. If your ego say, I want that girl right there. She want me, she like me. I'm married, but I'm gonna put down. Okay, then you do it. What's gonna happen now? You got to suffer the consequences. The ego got what it wanted. That girl, once it get what it want, it don't care. But you gotta be rewarded. You standing holding the bag of what? The consequence that come with the side chick. Moving on. But you satisfy the ego. Self-knowledge, meaning the ego is not running the show. Self-knowledge is having your mind and your ego under control, and your mind is in sync with what? Your heart mind. This and this becomes one. God dwells here. Man's here. He need to connect with that and then hear what? Know himself. That's what it's constant concept. I keep throwing it to you every day, best way I could. But that's the idea. And when you don't have your mind together, the body will suffer. Trust me. When I see that you need help, means nothing. But I see that you need. Why? If you don't think you do, it don't make a difference. You're gonna continue to do whatever you're doing, thinking it's okay. I observe a lot of people's actions. Not so much what the words. Yeah, he can tell you anything. But if the word don't match the action, ding, 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 that should be a direct indicator of what? They're lying. I don't care who it is. But I don't give a damn their job, their title, their position. It means nothing to me. If they lying, they lying. Moving on. Moving on, I ain't gotta go there. But a liar is a liar is a liar. Who they are, what position, title they hold means nothing. Family relative, again, nothing. Liar. Told him to his face. Moving on. And if I observe you and I can see that, I'm gonna just leave you alone. Simple as that. Okay. So you can say pretty much anything, and we do, but your actions are the proof of what's right. How you thinking and what you're doing. If you doing stuff that's not normal to the normal person, you can't say it's normal. Or in your mind, no, but you're not normal at this point. So again, your actions will show what the mind is thinking. By what? Your action that you do based on what the mind says. And the mind call the shots. So if the mind ain't functioning right, the body gonna pay the price. Just saying. Right thinking. Excuse me. Your actions. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right thinking, practice daily, will lead what? To right, rational, logic thinking, which leads to what? Right, logical actions, not crazy stuff. Not being nice at this point. I was upset when I was writing, but I can tone it down now. I ain't in that state of mind. At the time I was, yeah. When I'm putting it down, yeah, So when I go over it, I might not want to do that. So yeah, clean that up. Again, crazy is what your actions are seen as by who? Rational, logical people who observing you. I ain't gonna put the word again. Watching you do what? Crazy stuff. To me, that's crazy. Moving on. To anybody in their right mind, it would be crazy. All right. But wrapping it up, self-destructive people are ego-driven people who think or believe they got it together. That's the ego just grandstanding and got them brainwashed. What's this? Mental crisis or mental breakback. When I was coming, we called it breakdowns or whatever. Yeah, because the mind ain't functioning the way it should. But back then, they give you Thorazine, Haldol, and Conagen and let you slide around or they all doped up. And then talk to you when you all zonked out. How do I know that? How can a guy be rational if I'm under the influence of the drugs you giving me? Bad enough, the drug I take on the street, now y'all give me something that I have no idea how to deal with. But the mental crisis is the mind that's not working and functioning the way it's supposed to be. And that could be devastating when a person have a meltdown, a breakdown, what they call it, whatever. Okay, it could be devastating to that person, but also what? To the people around them. We now is you got other people involved. Again, with your nonsense. If your mindset is no longer rational, logical, that means you're having a bad, aka rude awakening, not a spiritual awakening. Okay? When you awaken to what's been given to you, that ain't awakening. You just high. Okay, you tripping. But right thing of philosophy, it teaches you to do what? Teaches you to have control over your mind when? At all times. AKA become God conscious. If it ain't in line with him, I ain't doing it. If it ain't going to end good for me, I ain't doing it. If it ain't for the benefit or the betterment, I ain't doing it. See where I'm going with that? So, oh, you perfect now. You ain't doing that wrong. I know what I said. If it's wrong, it ain't by intention. So I ain't got a problem with that. I'm human. So I can make mistakes. Yeah, I forget stuff, whatever. But to intentionally lie, steal, and cheat, I'm not doing that. That's my point. Moving on. I ain't a damn angel, but I ain't no devil either. Balance. I know right from wrong, and I choose to do right. At one time, I chose wrong. Now my balance is level. Why? I'm doing the right thing. Why? I'm benefiting from that. I was self-destructive, and what? It cost me a lot until what? Until I woke up to reality, realized everything was on me, and I need to take control of the situation. Why? I don't want to be doing this again in jail time, prison. All right. If your ego is leading you, then you are self-destructive. You're going to do things that's what not going to help you. You don't even know it. Why? Because that's what your mind said. It's not rational logic and it sure ain't right. So you need some assistance, some guidance, some teaching, whatever. But you need some help. If you don't get none, you're going to end up hurting yourself. And then you'll get the help. They always do. Trust me. I know. I've seen it. Understand it. I'm just giving you a lesson about it. Why? This ain't new. Right, thinkers? Hope you got the lesson. For those who need it, that's what it's for. I'm here just to teach, to break down, embarrass, or belittle nobody, just to get the information out so somebody can use it and what better themselves, not fall victim to the nonsense. I'm just trying to help you out. In closing, right, thinkers, may y'all live to be 100. Me 100 minus a day. So I never know my right thinkers who know how to control their mind and stay away from that nonsense that passed away. And for those who do, I feel sorry for you.